Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for Tuesday, February 26, 2019. That's Ian Ferguson.
Hello.
And I'm Pat Contra. You'll be here to discuss lots of good stuff. Reggie Fils-Aimé is retiring from Nintendo. We're talking about hardcore Genesis game to be packed in with the release of the Analog Mega SG. Epic Games suing a Fortnite festival, one I mentioned on the podcast last time. Maybe a few other topics, maybe a Q&A or two. We got back from SoCal Retro Gaming Expo in Pasadena, California. Scenic and beautiful and sunny Pasadena. Beautiful area.
Actually, it really was. I didn't know what to expect of Pasadena. I'd never been there before.
A lot of old money.
Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of money there of some sort. But yeah, the area where the convention was held in was really cool. There was a nice little like open air mall with tons of eateries. And yeah, I enjoyed the area quite a bit.
Yeah, and this was the first time SoCal Retro Gaming Expo was held in Pasadena. They had Frank and Son Collectible Show before. Bobby is the son of the owner of Frank and Son Collectible Show, and so he runs it, does a great job. Yeah, there's probably like 4,000 people there over the weekend.
Yeah, it was
Saturday was really jumping.
Yep.
And Sunday wasn't. Some conventions, Sundays are dead. This was not dead.
No.
It was still a little busy.
Well, I think that can be attributed to they had a really good, if they weren't buying, they were going back for the console arcade, the free play arcade. They had a lot of really nice setup.
I didn't even get a chance to look through the arcade and see what was going on.
I was challenged to a game of pinball, and then I played a little Sunset Riders with a nice dude who's a regular customer at Luna.
Did you play the AVP machine that was set up?
No, I didn't.
Specially designed?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because they made it off of the what's the type that it goes underneath and goes to the console area.
Oh,
what's that machine called? That machine type, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a dedicated Alien vs Predator,
Sure.
but they modded one of those. You always see the fighting games. What the hell are those called?
Candy cab?
No, not a candy cab. The monitor's separate.
Oh, those I can't remember what they're called, but
Dynamo.
Yeah,
They're Dynamo cabinets.
that's actually how I used to see Alien vs Predator mostly.
Oh, really?
In Buffalo was on those Dynamo.
But traditionally, usually fighting games, so more people can walk around because the control panel is like 3.5, 4 feet from the monitor, something like that. So it's a little more set and it's up more. Had a great time. Thanks for coming out, everyone, to the panel on Saturday. It's probably about 150 people or so.
Yeah,
at our Saturday panel. We discussed one topic that we're going to be segueing into in a bit. We also discussed bathroom etiquette.
Yeah,
and
we
washing
sure
your
did.
hands. And there's a controversy on the CU podcast for bathroom etiquette. So a question came up about washing your hands and the procedure leaving a bathroom. And Ian likes to soap up before getting his hand moist with water.
That's right. I soap up first.
And like me in the civilized society, we agreed that you want to moisturize with your hand first with some water. That gets that activation going a little bit better with the soap. It can foam up better. It's not all dry and disgusting.
But if
it's just what someone does.
If someone peed on the faucet, that soap gives me a protective barrier before I turn the water on.
But you're going to the soap anyway as your final movement, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, fine.
I ripped holes through that theory. but so that it was really fun. It was a great panel. Surprisingly or not, I know the internet hates us now. We hate gamers. We didn't get anyone coming up to saying that they couldn't stand us because of our take on a mobile game.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Not that it's surprising, but it just shows how little that really mattered and how much that was just manufactured bullshit outrage for the sake of it.
Yes, indeed.
You think that you'd be like, oh, there's gonna be like a couple people come up and say man, you guys fell off, or I disagree with you. No one gives a shit because it's not an issue. It wasn't an issue, really. Right?
Yes, it's not. I mean, it never was an issue. Someone asked about it at the Q&A, and I feel like we gave a pretty good answer about it.
Sure, but they weren't antagonistic.
They weren't.
Honest, like, what do you think went down? Shout out to Retrobit. Can you hand me one of those controllers, Ian?
Yeah.
Given out to me and Ian, we got a Sega Saturn USB controllers, the Model 2 controller, nice, and then also a Sega Genesis 8-button controller that Ian's struggling to get around his mic stand. I don't know why this is an issue, but so yeah, these are coming out soon. I believe the USB ones are $20, and the ones that aren't USB are $15 or $5 less. Either that or $20 and $25. I think the Genesis ones are a little bit cheaper than the Saturn ones, but these look good, and they also have their N64 controllers coming out that are modeled after the Hori N64 controllers. I don't know if you saw those. They look really good. So the Hori controllers were third-party controllers that they didn't make a lot of them. and so they sell used for like 80, $90. So these are modeled after those. They're like a little bit circular, and they have the cute little D-pad on the bottom, and the thumbstick is like fatter and better than the N64.
Yeah, just overall more comfortable.
And then finally, Ian, sorry, I should have put this on this side. My pal Blake Harris, as Leo moves, has released to Acclaim, the author of Console Wars, The History of the Future. Wow, you really are saying this is not heavy at all.
No, I know.
The history of the future, Oculus, Facebook, and the revolution that swept virtual reality. So this was a long time coming. Forward by Ernest Cline, author of Ready Player One. So this goes into Oculus and Facebook and all that, and basically Palmer and his rise and eventual fall as well. So any fans of his first book should probably check this out. Or if you're into VR and what's going on with it and where it's been at, this is the book. And I will finish this. I'm sorry I never finished Console Wars. I'm sorry about that. So shout out there as well. Yeah. So NES Marathon's coming up March 9th and 10th.
Darn tootin'.
Go to nesmarathon.com. That'll be raising money for a nonprofit children's hospital, Rady Children's Hospital, one of the best children's hospitals in the U.S. It's about 530 beds, I believe, they have at the facility, and doing great work in all forms of pediatrics there. And we also have a Kickstarter, right?
Yes,
that's
you
at
do.
that's at what is that at? Jeez, I should know. UltimateSNES.com. What is that? I should know. I should be checking this. You think I'd be checking this every morning? But no, with the convention going on, I wasn't able to. It's at 71,799 backers. Be the 800th backer and get a no prize when you're the 800th backer. There's 17 days to go there. Check it out. Thank you so much for the support so far there, and I'll do some advertising here and there for that as well the next coming weeks. Looks like the marathon's at $600 starting off. We're also looking for sponsors for the NES Marathon as well. More details on the page there. And you can see the cute little artwork. Unfortunately, Alex is cut off because I had to crop it for the GoFundMe page. So Alex wouldn't mind. Alex is the best.
He's a chill guy.
He'd be like, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
He wouldn't care about that. We also took out the trash last week on Twitter. It was a fun time. It was two individuals, two cockroaches that, well, every once in a while you just have to stamp out. And people say, why bother with people low in the totem pole? It's to make an example sometimes. And I felt it was necessary, and so did Ian. So we dealt with it the best way we could. And these are individuals that I will just say took the wrong path. They took the dark path.
They did.
These are both individuals that used to do regular gaming news and game reviews. And these two individuals realized either this is too hard or too difficult, or either I don't have the talent to make it doing this.
Yeah, they just suck.
So they decided we're going to be drama channels, and we're going to just talk about other YouTubers. So we were two of the YouTubers they spoke about during the Diablo Immortal thing. And yeah, they got short-term views at the time, but they I think realized, if not before by now, that that's not the right path. And not just burning bridges and pissing off people and cultivating a toxic piece of shit audience. It's going to come back to
community. Man.
It's going to come back to bite you, and it did in a big way. As I put both of them in their cowardly places. And the reason I was calling them cowardly is because I expected at least one of them to show up at SoCal Retro Gaming Expo, because they're both within driving distance of that event. And at least I have respect for you as a man. As if you said something to my face you had a problem with, and neither of you did, and that goes to show you what you're made of, which isn't much. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Anything to add?
No, I was just thinking about how long it's been since I've been at Chuck E. Cheese, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We should take a visit soon.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah.